It is Tuesday, and I actually did not, for once, have a good day, then have a bad day straight after. So that is a good result for me today. I just had the same again, just one trade, same as yesterday. One trade, one win. Came at about 7:30 this morning. I took partials at around a 1 to 3, and my full target was at these lows, the previous 4-hour candle low. Just over a 1 to 5. Didn't reach there. Came out, stopped me at break even, and that was it. That was it for the trade. That was it for the day. Just pressed lockout, and it's just been a simple day again. Besides that, one thing I wanted to talk about is just now I feel like I'm trading a lot better. I'm starting to think more and more about 2026 and how I'm going to position myself and how I'm going to maneuver myself in 2026. So first thing is how I'm going to scale my funded accounts. So I've been using this thing called tradesyncer. I'm just going to show everyone what it is quickly. It is just where I can copy trade all of my accounts at the press of a button, basically, and it makes things so much easier. It's actually a joke in terms of just executing and just the ability just to know I need one trade a day, and I've made money. Like today was a 2k day for me. Yesterday was about 5k I think. But if I closed full at 1 to 3, it would have been a much better day as well. But obviously beggars can't be choosers. You can't predict price. And yeah, I ended up being right at the end of the day, actually, to be fair. I wouldn't have even been stopped out, and then it would have come and absolutely bled out down here, all the way down to Asian low, without hitting my full stop loss. But beggars can't be choosers. I'll take my money and I'll move on to the next day. No emotion, just process, really. And there was also another opportunity later on in the day. If I wasn't locked out, I would have been able to take this buy here, but it's actually on the 1 minute time frame. I would have been able to take this buy, where is it here, up, and it hit like a 1 to 10, I think. Yeah, but I was obviously locked out, so which is part of the plan, which is part of the process. But I'm saying if I missed that first trade, there would have been another trade, another opportunity there right for me. So they're the two trades that I've seen today that were valid. I don't know if there's any later on. I haven't really looked too far ahead, but yeah, in terms of scaling up for 2026, the aim is to keep hold of these accounts for the rest of the year without blowing them, first of all. Second of all is to then on top one futures max out on on top step first, max out and get these to 5 XFAs. Once I've done that and got a buffer, not even got a buffer, and once I've got that, I will then go on to Tradeify and max out on their accounts as well, on their growth accounts, try and get 5 of them. And then after that will just be constantly cycling, because the possibilities are infinite with this software. I'm not even joking. It makes things so much easier. It is a joke. And over time, and alpha futures as well is another one that I'm going to want to get into. But over time, these P&Ls will just add up, and you'll just be printing money. You literally, this skill is actually insane. It can change your life, because if you told me a year ago that I'd have all these accounts, even though I've had plenty of ups, plenty of downs, in the journey, but trust me, it does come good. It's not even fully come good for you. I've had a couple winning days, but when you can see the light and when you can feel the light at the end of the tunnel, it just makes things 10 times easier, and you just begin to trust and just enjoy the process 10 times more. So the first thing, is to do with scaling, and that's how just going to milk prop firms, basically. That is the plan, and then try and get obviously my first 3k month, and then I've had a 3k month, my first 5k month, and for my first 10k month, and then once I've got that nailed down, then I don't even know, it just gets to ridiculous numbers, and I don't want to keep chasing too much money and too much bread, but as capital increases, it's likely the money's going to increase as well, which is always a positive. It's never a negative. So yeah, I still need to journal this trade actually today. That is one thing I have sort of been lacking on, even though I've been doing well, is because I feel like I'm video journaling. In terms of my personal journal, which I normally have, I haven't really been using that because I'd basically just be saying what I'm saying on here, so there's not really much point doing that. And if I ever need to come back to it, I'll just have to watch these videos back again. That is part of the reason why I started it as well, because it would get rid of me typing everything up. But actually, trade journaling is key. I've been very, very poor at it, but I'm getting better, and I'm slowly but surely improving in terms of being more consistent with journaling my trades, because I used to just struggle journaling losses. I think I've said it in one of my previous videos. But yeah, I used to journal only wins, and so then my win rate is a bit skewed. Obviously, my data for 2026 will be different. It'll be fresh. It'll be accurate rather than 2025 data, because my win rate's insane on 2025 because I should never bother to journal my losses, which is probably part of the problem why I have been in this big rut and I've been a big problem. I've just had a massive problem on my shoulder for so long and not really done anything about it, just because I was just avoiding facing the reality that I was just being too reckless and too rough and just not clean and not what's the word? Just not careful with my trade, not precise and not particular. I was just being rash and too much, but for the rest of this week, for sure, I'm definitely going to be risking down. I've risked down today as well, to be fair, but I need $200 a day, but that's all you need. That's all you need, times however many accounts that I've got. I'll be risking down, sizing down, and just keeping these accounts alive for going into 2026. Even if I don't get a payout the rest of this month, I don't really care. I'm just here to build a buffer and just build my accounts up before getting a payout. But obviously, payout would be a nice Christmas present for Christmas time. So every little helps. But yeah, the main focus for me right now is just preparing myself for 2026, because I've got big plans. I've been manifesting all in my head just how big 2026 is going to be for me. 2024 was sort of learning the foundations and just getting the basics of the of the technicals and things like that. 2025 was more about learning about myself, learning about the strategy, learning about just how to maneuver in and outside of the markets. And then 2026 is where that's all just going to be distributed. It's sort of like in the markets where you get accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. The 2024 was the accumulation period, just learning all the technicals, learning all everything to do in and out of trading. And then 2025 was the manipulation. I thought I was there, but I'm not there. And then 2026 is going to be the distribution. It's going to be in the big bull run of me as a person and me as a trader in 2026. So I'm looking forward to it, but can't get complacent, can't get too ahead of myself. It's only 2 winning days so far, but at the minute I just feel like I'm in a good spot. I don't want to ruin that. I don't want to ruin that by having a massive red day tomorrow. And I won't let that happen. I will not let that happen. So, tomorrow just do the same thing. Wait, execute for my edge. If my edge doesn't appear or I take a loss, that's fine. I'll just recompose, lock out, come back for the next session. If I feel alright, I may stay until my time's up at 9:30, but it all depends. But my rules do say technically to lock out after one loss for the session, so that's probably what I'm going to do. But yeah, today was a good day. I am performing a lot better, which is the main reason why I'm so happy. And I don't think there's much more else to say in terms of my accounts. Actually, another thing is, since I've started running again, I always say this, I said this to my mentor before, since I started running, I've just been better on the charts. I don't know what it is between the correlation between running and the charts, but every time I go out, because I'm doing a marathon in April next year, so whenever I start doing running, training, and actually having a regimented routine of like, I've got to go out and do this today, because no one wants to go out and run, especially in the UK, mate. If you want to go and run out in the UK, it's freezing cold, it's wet, dark, like no one wants to do that. But since I've started doing that, I just started trading better again. I feel like I might just have to just, obviously I try to run all the time, but throughout the year, but I ended up getting lazy, and that's laziness on the charts is basically a reflection of being lazy off the charts, not doing little things, not having any structure. But structure is so key in terms of your behavior and reflecting on your behavior on the charts, because like if you can't come onto the charts if you've not even prepared yourself for the day, for the first thing. If you just wake up and then just go straight on the charts, don't even down a pint of water, or don't even read 10 pages of a book, don't even have a shower, you're just going on and just like, you feel like zombified, or I do anyway, if I don't do any of that stuff before. So give myself time to properly wake up, properly think about how I want to act today on the charts, then get on, and then you start making decisions a little bit differently and a bit more wisely, I've noticed. Definitely more wisely, because there's been a few times where would have used to taken a trade as soon as 7 a.m. opens, I'm like, I want to take a trade, take a trade. But sometimes you just got to give the candles more time to print. Sometimes you just got to take a step back, because taking a step back it could be the difference between you going on tilt and you taking a winning trade. Like, you just got to reevaluate every single little thing that you do and just make sure you're performing to the best of your ability, because yeah, you can see that I can see the results here firsthand. I can see it firsthand. Look at the difference. I know you can't even see on this count, but my past month was red. I was red. And as it stands, I'm 2 green days out of 2 on the week. Obviously, that probably won't stand. I'll probably have a red day at some point. I might not. You never know. But the point is that I'm having a lot less red days than I used to have, and that's already a good start. So just trying to keep the chart, the calendar green and the calendar consistent. That's the first goal. Even taking that no trade day on Friday, that was something I've never done. I would never take a no trade day. I think the last no trade day was probably over 6 months ago since I last had one. Even though there have been plenty of days where there's not been one setup, or there's only been one set and I would have missed it. So yeah, that was just a little bit of an insight in terms of your behaviour on and off the charts and how they correlate. But yeah, on to tomorrow. It is Wednesday tomorrow. I don't know if there's any news tomorrow. Let me have a look quickly. Tomorrow, any red folders? Yeah. Oh, NFP tomorrow by the looks of it. So that'll be interesting. High volatility. I'm aiming to be off by New York session anyway, because I do not want to be participating in NFP conditions. But we'll have to see what happens. We might not get a trade in the morning because of the high impact news. So we'll have to see. But yeah, appreciate everyone for watching, and I will speak to everyone tomorrow on an update and hopefully another green day. If not, no worries, that's fine. But yeah, in a bit, people.